Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Fin or Fragrance News Network. Today, we've got quite an interesting video that's kind of coming up just because we have so many reviews that were released within the past week. We have almost a little bit of a resurgence kind of going on with fragrance reviews. We kind of had a lull early on in the year, a lull going into the summer. We still have reviewers putting out, but nowhere near this pace. And now, well, we've got a resurgence. So, without any further ado, let's just get started right into it. First section let's go ahead and cover is new and returning reviewers. So the first one we have up is Peregrine77. She's back after a little hiatus. She's released 2 videos. She generally is a pretty good assessor of fragrances. She does a mix of, I see some unisex fragrances in there and some female fragrances in there, but either way she has a very good nose and it's great to have her back. Another new reviewer that we have here is LP number 9, who is just new to the game, so go ahead, check out his channel, see what he's got. He's released a couple of vids already. Fubar 1963 is around, but she has been around for a bit, but she just doesn't have that much traffic on her channel yet. I don't think many people know about her. She goes by the nickname of Boo. It would probably, check out her channel. She does a lot of unisex reviews as well. She actually pumps out quite a few videos. So if you like, hearing about perfume, hearing about fragrances, she's definitely worth taking a look at. The Fragrance Guy also has a channel now. Now, I've seen his comments before, and it kind of struck me as odd at first. I could have sworn that, he had a channel, but apparently he didn't. And for some reason, I don't know, it's probably because his name, The Fragrance Guy, I assumed that he already had a channel. But in any case, he's pumping out videos now, so definitely take a look over there. Ed, 959 Lover, is back. I'm sorry, not Ed. Ashken. Ashken is back after a long hiatus. He posted a video last week saying he was going to come back. Well, now he's back. His main video that he has out, he's offering to, I believe, reimburse some of the ones that some of the people he owes money. He's back with his funny self, so looking for those kind of videos, he's definitely worth taking a look at. Katie Puckrick has released another video. She's actually, she's been on a hiatus as well, so it actually did not come really as a surprise that she would review videos. It looks like she's been traveling, I believe, for some of the summer, so whether or not we see more videos from her coming through remains to be seen. And finally, we have a reviewer who has been around for a little bit, but may need a little bit of an extra push, and that's Castro YDG. He is a relatively new reviewer. Check out his channel. He has some interesting tastes on some fragrances. Definitely worth a look at. So let's go ahead and get into our next section of sales and trade videos. As always, to begin with, we have the fragrance swap thread that is located on Al or Street Sense's channel. Next up, we have My Mickers, who basically is hosting a Musc Ravageur split. So if you're ever interested in, it's a pretty expensive fragrance, and it's an opportunity to get to try this juice if you have wanted to, but you just can't afford it. Definitely a good look. Scent Boss has released another swap vid. He's got some videos, he's got some fragrances to swap. Take a look at that. Tunes 1200, he's got his usual sale video up. He's still selling some fragrances. A lot of the fragrances that he was selling before, it looks like, are gone, so he sold off some of them, but his video is still up. And finally, we have the Fragrance Guy, who is actually coming in with a new concept, which is basically doing fragrance splits for those people who are overseas. One of the things with fragrance splits is that not all splitters actually ship to Europe or overseas, for that matter, just because of the fact that it's kind of difficult to track. Sometimes it's more expensive, and if they don't get their fragrance, then it starts quite a painful process because of the fact that you can't track it. In most cases, somebody is going to feel slighted, like they've been ripped off if they don't get the fragrance, and then the seller's going to feel guilty. So some sellers usually just say, to hell with it, I'm not shipping overseas. Well, this guy is actually going to be starting these splits and hosting them for overseas specifically. US can get in on the splits if they go ahead and want to, but it will be to help Europeans and other overseas markets get some split action in. I think it's a great idea, excellent idea. So if you're one of my viewers who are overseas and you're interested in splits, definitely check out his channel. All right, on to the biggest granddaddy section of all, and that is recent reviews. Let's go ahead and start this off one pretty quick, and that let's start with Tunes 1200, who has released a couple of videos this week. Some interesting videos like what's the oldest bottle in your collection. He did a review on Straight to Heaven, and he also did an apology vid where he followed up and apologized for some incidents that happened earlier on, I believe it was in the year, or maybe it was last year, but either way, he did a follow-up to it. He has apologized for it before, but I guess he felt like he needed to do it again, and he apologized again. So if you're a part of that, you know, either way, it's definitely quite an interesting video. Mr. Zayas81 has released a Midnight in Paris video. Robes08 has been very busy, otherwise known as Mark, has been very busy this week. He released a leftovers vid, which is basically a top 10 vid, or I'm sorry, not a top 10 vid, but a video of the fragrances that did not make his top 10 list, which is a pretty interesting concept, at least I thought. He had a subscriber's choice video where he basically asked, what do you want me to review next? He had a top 20 summer video, a good, bad, and the ugly video, a video on Burberry. I think it was, I forgot which Burberry it actually was, but yes, he had a video on one of the Burberry fragrances. I think it was Burberry Touch Check, no, whatever. And he had a question and answer video, kind of similar to the format that I have mine in, but he basically goes off and he talks about an aspect of the fragrance community. I believe in this time it was, are we conforming to, you know, popular opinion or bashing the #1 fragrance because of it? Either way, it would take me too long. Just watch this video, check it out. And I believe there was one more video. Oh yes, and he just released a 1 million video on 1 million the fragrance. Indalaholic has released another video, Bois de, oh, wow. Man, I gotta work on my handwriting. Bois de Paradis. Gentleman's Corner 1914 released a video on Amouage Lyric as well as a video on Thallium. So nice little contrast there. An expensive fragrance and a cheap fragrance as well. Gouche Sparkles, I think I'm pronouncing that right, maybe not. But she has a very interesting concept. She's a relatively new reviewer. She came out during Mark's or Robes08 fragrance idol contest, and she's still around reviewing. One of the things that she's actually done is a concept of scented September. To understand, it would take me a little bit to actually explain it. So go to her channel and you'll find the video where she explains the concept. It's using social media. It's very interesting, so definitely worth a look. Real Men, Real Style has another collab video with Masters of Style. So they have a couple of these videos out coming. I think they're excellent, and they pretty much just focus on style. Real Men video is a video concept that actually I like overall, just outside of it, but it does have this fragrance kind of fusion in it. So it's a very nice informative video. Fragrance Bros have been pretty busy as well. Sirius number 6, they came out with a review, came out with another Davers bookshelf, and they have a review on, oh yes, Pure Leather. They have one of the first reviews on Pure Leather. Very good. Franchise 1 had a top rose scents video as well as a video on Green Irish Tweed. Redolescence had a video on Creed's Virgin Island Water. Fragrance Wires Fragrance Wires had, I believe, the very first video out on Pure Leather. So go ahead and check his out. Just like I said last week, it's about time that you're going to start seeing these pouring in. And to be perfectly honest, right after this video, you'll probably see my Pure Leather video as well. So the Pure Leather videos have been rolling out and will be rolling out in the next couple of weeks. Next on our list, we have Big Tim 401, who did a review on a fragrance house that hasn't really been covered, Lab on Fire. I think they're an excellent house, but he has one on their fragrance Sweet Dreams, so definitely worth a look. A Distinguished Gent 1 released one on the popular, or at least fan popular, Allure Homme Sport Extreme. Au Extreme, and the Lupe Experience released the first impressions with the with one of his nuts. I forgot who it actually was, but it's a lady friend that's actually with him. Might be his girlfriend. Nuts. I should have actually picked up on that, but yeah. Let's see. D. Greg 846 released a haul impressions video. Bottom Note released a Street Sense collab video with Fragrance Fanatic 1 or Al from Street Sense. They had a very interesting video. I've never seen anything like it. I thought it was pretty creative, very creative. One thing I'm beginning to learn is Bottom Note is a very, very creative guy, and he brings this very unique take to it. So it wasn't surprising seeing this type of video come out from him. Very interesting take. I definitely say check it out. You can either see the video on Al or Bottom Note's page. I'm sorry, Fragrance Fanatic 1's page or Bottom Note's page. Next up, we have Lil Angry, who released a video on the top 10 most complimented. Guerlain released a video on one of the Mona de Oreo fragrances, and that's Musk. Ooh, I actually have her down twice. Whoops. I forgot to mention once, and that was Indala Helix. She also had a video on Portrait of a Lady. Sorry about that. My Makers had a video on CJ Black. It's actually a fragrance that I just blind bought as well off of his review. Check that fragrance out. It's cheapy. It's definitely worth a look at. I'm not sure how it's going to smell, so if it smells terrible, blame Dan. If Scent Boss is next, and he had a video. He has got a couple of these videos out. Bang for your buck, basically, where he goes over those fragrances and looks for the ones bang for your buck, basically. BP Wool has Brad has a very interesting video, or BP Wool, that is our used fragrances overpriced, basically. I think it's actually a pretty interesting concept. Definitely worth looking over, as an argument or anything like that. Q and Aaron are back. They have a Sweet Redemption video, but they haven't really been gone. All right. And finally, we have Masters of Styles, who just released a Lavender Palm video. So, yes, very good fragrance. It's Hiro actually got me hooked to that fragrance. I love it. I wear it at certain times to work. It's just perfect on that. But yeah, that's for another day. Finally, let's go ahead and touch on our final section. That is fragrance news. Fragrance news. So, big thing has been, there have been a lot of conversations in the community. There generally is drama that usually flares up. To see what's going on, I suggest that you join the various fragrance groups. You'll see what's going on there. You'll see things happening, things being done, things being discussed. The discussion videos have generated a lot of discussion coming from various reviewers, so check those out. Very good. And I do know that the fall prep video is currently in the works, and that is that usually for every season we have like a fall, winter, spring, summer, there we go, video that comes out with that's a collab of reviewers. So be on the lookout. That will probably be released soon, and when it is, I will post a link for it. So that about includes Fragrance News Network for, man, what is today, the 4th or the 5th? And yeah, the 5th, for September 5th. If you have any questions whatsoever, feel free, let me know. If you're a new reviewer, you need a shout out, let me know. Send me a message, I'll get you added, I'll get you in the channel for updates. Any suggestions whatsoever, please feel free, let me know. I am always open to suggestions. I won't take it personal. I may ignore you, but I won't take it personal. Thank you, have a great day, and take care of yourselves.